Hi Virgo, welcome to May. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I get started on your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. And thank you for leaving comments. And for those who have ordered readings, thank you. I appreciate your support. I've enjoyed working with you and meeting all of you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you're enjoying these videos. So, what's coming up for Virgo in May? We have a new moon in Taurus, which is favorable to your sign. And that's on May 4th. And then we have a full moon in Scorpio. And that's also in sextile to your sign, so that's favorable. And that's going to be on May 18th. So let's see what's happening for Virgo in terms of love and relationships for the month of May. What is happening with Virgo in terms of love and relationships? What is happening with Virgo for May 2019? What does Virgo need to know about love and relationships for May of 2019? The Hermit. This is the sign. This is a card for Virgo, actually. The Nine of Cups. The High Priestess. The King of Swords. The Hierophant. The Three of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. The Empress. The Chariot. And the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see. So you start the month off with the Hermit crossed by the Nine of Cups. So this is a card of doing some soul searching, taking time out to think about your life direction and what you're needing. Maybe you're trying to evaluate, what kind of relationship would be right for me. Where do I need to go? What direction do I need to go in? So you're taking time out to really think about, like, creating a strategic plan. What's right? What do I need in my life? What's right for me? And I feel, well, you have the Nine of Cups crossing you, so you can achieve. This is a wish fulfillment card. You can achieve whatever you set your mind to. But maybe you're trying to figure out exactly what that is. How do I want this to come in? If it's a relationship, what's the best type of relationship for me? If it's a career thing, where do I want my life to go? What kind of work do I want to be doing? I feel, though, and there's also an energy of loneliness with the Hermit card. So you might have been, avoiding connecting with people at the beginning of the month, or maybe even part of April. Because you're really trying to find some kind of direction. Maybe you're not sure exactly what you want, or you're trying to clarify exactly what you want. Get it narrowed down so that you can hit the ground running. Because I'm seeing some changes. I mean, with the High Priestess here, this card represents things happening behind the scenes, but it also represents trusting your intuition, your intuitive ability. So tapping into that. And the Hermit also has an element of that too. The Hermit is about seeking advice, seeking guidance. So you might be trying to figure out what you need to do about a relationship. Maybe you're not sure if the relationship you're in is right for you, or if there's something new coming up. Is the new thing right for you? You're not sure about what you want or what you need in a relationship. And you may be either going to someone whose opinion you respect for advice, going to a counselor or a friend or a family member, but you may also be taking time out to listen to your inner voice. And, because sometimes we get so busy with the day-to-day things, that we don't actually have time to really stop and listen to that inner knowing. Tap into that inner knowing. And I think that's what you're going to be doing in May. And that's going to lead you, if you do that work, if you really take time out to really think about your need, what you need in a relationship, you can achieve it. Here's the Nine of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment. So, but before you can fulfill a dream, you have to kind of know what the goal is. You have to know, what is it that I really want? Because if you're wishy-washy about what you want, you're not going to really get it, or you're only going to get half of what you want, or it won't be, as powerful. But when you really know, then you can really, go towards that, or you know what to look for, you know what to go for. And with the High Priestess, this is also about taking time out and trusting your gut feelings, trusting your intuition. It's even possible that you're doing work that involves intuitive ability, or a kind of knowing that's not just book learning. It's something like, information or knowledge that comes to you intuitively. And learning how to tap into that, learning how to quiet your mind so that you can channel that information. With the King of Swords can represent an air sign, Aries, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It could sometimes represent some type of legal situation that you're involved in. So for some of you, if you're in a relationship and it's not working out, this could be some type of legal, maybe you're going through a divorce or a breakup, or there's some legal things that have to be settled. It could also represent, though, the King of Swords. It represents using logic to make a decision. Maybe in the past, instead of letting your heart rule your head, you've used logic. You've made decisions based on logic. Or you could be spending time trying to separate what's real from what's not real. Because a lot of times we have fantasies about things and people and relationships that have nothing to do with reality. And you're trying to figure out, am I being realistic? What is it that I can actually achieve? Or am I just dreaming of something that's impossible? This is a card of making decisions based on, like, where you make the list, the pros and cons. Like, you're not just following your heart. Sometimes, your heart says, oh, I want this person. But this person may not be good for you. But you're saying, but I really care about this person. But then when you sit down and you list the pros and cons, you can see it more clearly. You can say, well, these are the pros of doing this, of going with this person. This is the pros of going with that person. And so you're kind of really looking at things realistically, using logic to make a decision. With the Hierophant coming up here, the Hierophant is about wanting to do the right thing, wanting to follow tradition. It has a conservative energy to it. So you might be, it's possible that you're doing something because your family expects it of you, or you feel like this is expected of me. So if you're in a relationship and you're not really happy, you may feel that, well, I can't leave because that wouldn't be right. I want to follow tradition. I don't want to upset the apple cart or upset people around me. So you may feel kind of restricted. If you wanted to do something that's out of the ordinary, you may feel like I have to follow this traditional path. Maybe you're getting advice from a father figure or parents, because the King of Swords can be an older person who's giving you advice. It could be a lawyer, but it could also be just someone who's older and more logical and makes decisions based on the facts, not emotions. So you could be receiving guidance from someone about what to do in your romantic life or your relationship. And the Hierophant also represents wisdom. It represents, it's the high priest. So you could be following some type of spiritual guidance. maybe an organized religion. Maybe you're, if you're a religious person or a spiritual person, maybe you're following the rules and regulations of the traditions you were raised in. And you're trying to do the right thing according to those traditions or according to what your family or your heritage expects of you. The Three of Wands now the Three of Wands also can represent if you've been working on something, you're going to start to see results. And I feel, in addition to the relationship issues that are going on, there's a part of you that has knowledge and wisdom that you want to share with the world. And in a business situation or a career situation, you could be coming into a successful period career-wise, where you're sharing your knowledge or you're working with a company that is very strict. It's been around for a long time, that is stable and secure. You're coming into a more secure situation in terms of your career, while you're trying to decide on your life path. I mean, you have a lot of decisions to make. And you can achieve your goals or your dreams. But right now, you're kind of you're evaluating your options. And you're trying to find the right path, whether it's a relationship or career. The Three of Wands, though, represents the results of your work. You've put energy into something. You've planted seeds. You're waiting, you might be waiting for the results of a decision or partnership. And the Three of Wands is saying that you're going to get positive results. Things are going to be coming back. So whatever energy you've put out there, you're going to start to see results. If you haven't, maybe things were slow in coming to fruition and you were starting to question the path. But the Three of Wands is saying that you are going to see positive results. This is the card of, because threes are a card of abundance and birth. Whatever you've planted it's like a fruitful harvest. You can't really see on this card because it's dark, but it's about a merchant who is waiting. He's sent his ships out to, and his ships are coming back with goods. He's a merchant, he's a trader, and he's put energy into this commerce, this business deal, and now the ships are returning with profit. So you are going to see a successful outcome to something that you've been putting a lot of energy into. And it could be a career thing, not necessarily a relationship even. But I'm feeling that you're coming into a more abundant period. Things are changing here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So things are changing. If you've been going through a difficult time, that period is going to be changing into a better, a more prosperous time. You could be dealing, now you have the Empress here. This is your environment. So you could be dealing with someone who is like the Empress. This could be, you're concerned about home and family. This is a card of the mother. This is a card of abundance, creativity, children. Those are the things you could be thinking about, your family, your children. So if you're in a relationship and you're having to make a decision about it, it involves family and children. You could also be dealing with someone who is very stubborn, because the Hierophant can sometimes relate to a Taurus, someone who's, got this Taurian energy, and they're very stuck in their ways, or traditional or conservative in some way. But this card can represent also in a career situation that you're coming into a period where your hard work is going to show results. And you're going to, reap the rewards of the efforts that you've been putting in. Especially with the Nine of Cups here. Maybe you're thinking of getting involved in a career where you're giving guidance or you're sharing your wisdom. And that's going to be profitable for you. In your wish fulfillment, you have the Chariot. So the Chariot is about victory through discipline and focus. So if your energies have been scattered, you're learning how to call in your scattered energy. You're learning how to... This is a card that's saying you might have been spreading yourself too thin. So in a relationship situation, maybe you were spreading your love between more than one person. And you have to, you're not getting anywhere in either situation because you have to focus. You have to decide, who is it that I really care about? Where do I want to give my love? What is it that I really want? Instead of like dating a bunch of people, if you really know exactly the type of person that's right for you, you're going to just focus on that type of person and you're not going to be scattered all over the place. This is also true of a career path. You might be trying different things and trying to see what works and what sticks. With the Chariot, there could also be travel involved, like maybe you're moving, you're changing your location. But I feel that to achieve a goal, you're going to have to make some changes. You might have to move to a different location. But that location will bring abundance. You might be moving to take a job, to work with a company that's very stable. You could be even teaching. Sometimes the Hierophant can represent a teacher. It could be a teacher, or you can be working in like healthcare, in some type of healing profession, or counseling, or education, or government even. Whatever the situation is, it's something that's very solid and stable and conservative. So I feel career-wise, you're building something solid and stable. All you have to do is really decide what you want. That's the key, and you don't have to be alone. If you're feeling lonely, you can reach out to people. There are people around you that you can go to for advice. You don't have to carry this weighty decision by yourself. With the Four of Pentacles, this is a card of the lesson that you need to learn from this card is that I have to give if I want to receive. Sometimes with the Four of Pentacles, you're holding on too tight to either your love or your money. Like you're not willing to give, you're just wanting to receive. Or you're wanting to control the outcome when you have to relax and just go with the flow. Or you might be having too many conditions that need to be met. You kind of have to relax in the saddle and just let things flow. And if there's someone that you really care about in a relationship that you want to make work, you have to put some energy into it, put some effort into it. If it's a career path, you have to put something out there. You have to plant the seed. And not be so worried about the return. It can't be like tit for tat. Like, well, I gave you this, so now I should get that. Or, I'm not going to give you this till you give me that. You can't be like that in a relationship. Because this is a card of holding, like just being, sometimes it's the card of the miser, where people are just, they're not using their talents. They're not giving they're holding on to them. They're not sharing their gifts with the world. And it could be from fear, out of fear. Maybe you're afraid of rejection, or maybe you're afraid that conditions aren't exactly right. They're not perfect. Like you have this vision in your head of how things should be. And until that vision is, perfectly laid out, you're holding back. So this is a card of saying, don't hold back. Give. Just give unconditionally. And see what happens. Guarantee you will have abundance. Abundance will come back. Whatever you put out there is going to come back to you. So you don't want to hold on and be afraid to share your gifts or share your love. Because that's how you're going to manifest this Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. but for some reason it's being blocked because you haven't decided exactly what you want, or you're in that decision-making process, or you have too many, there might be too many influences, somebody telling you to do this, somebody telling you to do that. So you may just need to stop listening to people and just go within. Take time out and say, what is it that I need? What is right? What is it that I feel is right for me? Because some people might be telling you what's right for them, or what's expected, and it may not be right for you. So you have to follow your path. Trust your intuition. Follow your inner guidance, and it will lead you to the Nine of Cups. It will lead you to the Empress. And once you figure out what you want, apply yourself, in a disciplined way. Like, call in your scattered energy. Laser focus on that one goal. And you will find yourself in a position of financial security. Because this is the Four of Pentacles. Fours represent stability. Pentacles represent material wealth or abundance, security. But it also comes with the condition that you have to give to receive. So if you're holding back in any way, for whatever reason, you need to put more effort, or more, just give more of yourself in the situation, and you'll see the abundance flowing in. You can have that family and that abundance and that stability. But maybe you just need to give a little bit more. So let's see what the new moon is falling in your 9th house. That's the card of travel, long distance travel, higher education, your belief system. So maybe you could be going back to school, starting a new beginning where you're learning new skills. You could be moving to a new location. You could be changing your belief system, having a new way of thinking about what you believe and what what you've been taught. Neptune is in the 7th house. So there's confusion in terms of relationship. But Neptune is supporting this new moon. So these changes that you're making can lead you to a soulmate. Because Neptune can bring a soulmate, can bring a spiritual union, especially in the 7th house. It can also bring confusion. The thing you have to be careful with is, am I seeing this person clearly? That's why you need the King of Swords energy, is helping you to see clearly. Am I idealizing someone and making them out to be better than what they are? Am I sacrificing too much of myself in a relationship? Those are the questions. That's the downside of Neptune. But the positive side of Neptune is that you're connecting with someone on a very spiritual level, where it may not even be a physical connection. It may be more of a friendship. But you have like a soul union, or a bond, a true bond. And Neptune is trining the North Node in Cancer in the 11th house. So there could be a friendship that turns to love, or a friendship that you're connecting with. It's a relationship that's based on friendship, more than just, passion. Like sometimes people get together and it's more like chemistry and sexual attraction. But they don't have a real bond, it's just sex. In this case, it's more of a real true friendship, and that's like a stronger bond. Plus, you have Mars is in your 10th house, so your energy is focused on career. Your energy is focused on your life direction. Jupiter's in the 4th house, so if you're moving, or if you're planning on buying property or finding a new home, a new place to live, Jupiter brings you luck. It's going to bring you the opportunity to improve your living conditions, so that the place that you wind up living in is very bright and airy, and you feel like a lot of space. You could find like your ideal house or your ideal living situation when Jupiter's going through the 4th house. It brings you opportunities to improve your living conditions, improve your family life even. Because the 4th house is the house of home, family. Now, the full moon is happening on May 18th. It's running across your communication axis, the 3rd house, the 9th house. So something is coming to completion around, you might be finishing up some type of educational program. You might be signing a contract at the end of May. Maybe you're moving into a new location, or you're signing up for a new training program, and you're either completing something, or maybe you're completing something that involves some type of communication project, some type of writing project, maybe a marketing or a website. You have Pluto going through the 5th house, so it could bring a new romance with someone who's very intense. It could also bring intense interactions with your children, if you have children. And it could also bring the ability to express yourself in a very powerful way. So if it would be good to even try some type of art form, painting, music, dance, whatever. Express your creativity, because you have powerful emotions that need to come out, and some type of creative project would help with that. By this full moon, Mars will be in your 11th house, so you could be meeting new friends and joining new groups. Maybe you'll even, now sometimes Mars can bring arguments or conflict. You might be arguing with friends or groups, but it usually shows where your energy is. So, and the 11th house is about manifesting a dream. And so you're going to be working really hard on bringing your wish into fulfillment. So you could be joining different groups that are wanting to help the world in some way. You can be forming powerful friendships that really energize you, make you want to take action. And Mars is sextile Venus in the 9th. So you could be connecting with someone that's from a different culture than you, or that lives at a distance. Like maybe you're having a romance and there's distance between you. You're not living in the same city. Or it's you're connecting with someone who's from a different culture. And you have to expand your worldview to incorporate this person. Like they're showing you a different side of life. They're teaching you a different way of living and being and believing. You may even question your belief systems, because you're expanding. You're getting out of your comfort zone, or you're exploring new cultures and new ideas and new belief systems. It's going to be an interesting month for you, Virgo. But the main focus, I think, is deciding what is best for you, deciding what you want personally, what you need, and then going for it, putting that energy out there, because I think you can achieve it. You can achieve your goals in May. You can, it might involve moving to a different location, but the end result is going to be positive. And you may find yourself in a more secure situation when it's all over. So that's my forecast for May, Virgo. I hope this reading was a help to you. If you'd like to get a personal reading where we can go into detail with your own specific situation, just click on the link in the description box and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful May. Enjoy the luck and love that's coming your way. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.